proportional to strain. When stress is increased beyond the limit, beyond the proportional limit. So OA, A is called Hooke's limit or proportional limit. When it is increased from A to B, it will be a from A to B, it will be a change, but not directly proportional. It will be parabolic or faster strain by increase. But till point B, the body has perfect elastic nature, so it will be called elastic limit. On removing the stress, it will come back to the original shape. That means till point B, it has this elasticity maintained. Beyond B, it increases faster, very faster, a very rapid change in its dimension, and that is called plastic behavior. Point C is that ultimate stress that the body can sustain. Beyond this, the body starts breaking, starts weakening, and at a certain point, it gets fractured. Point C is called that ultimate stress or yield point. Beyond this, the body should not be subjected, otherwise, it is going to break. Yield point or ultimate stress. Beyond point C, if we increase, the body is going to fracture. If it gets fractured the same point, it is a brittle body, and maybe it start a thinning, and after a certain time, it gets fractured. It's called fracture point. So from point C to D represent after crossing the yield point or the ultimate stress or the breaking stress. Beyond this point, the body will be actually breaking after a certain further thinning of air or further strain. So this portion represents the ductility of behavior. B to C represent the plastic behavior of the material. O to A represent the perfect elastic behavior. Tan theta, which is the slope of line. Slope of stress strain curve will be representing the Young's modulus. Right. So all those three moduli of elasticity, Poisson's ratio, stress strain curve. Mostly questions are from this part only. Stress strain curve for different type of material. So specific type of material like rubber, which maintains its elasticity even for a very large change, called as elastomer. So in the case of elastomer, the strain is much faster. Very small stress can cause strain many times the original length, but still it maintains the elasticity like the natural rubber and ortho tissue. So, ठीक है, questions तो नहीं आते. Elastic hysteresis. Hysteresis is that over the period of time, because of the uses, the material get degraded and stress strain curve for loading and unloading is different. Different type of material, so loading and unloading has different curve, and as a result, there will be some amount of work done will be lost in the form of heat. The area under this curve is called hysteresis. This is the hysteresis, just like the magnetism we did. Hysteresis, elastic hysteresis. And the area under enclosed by this curve represent how much heat is lost during a cycle of unloading and loading and unloading. Area under the curve is heat loss in a cycle of loading and unloading. Okay. Next is the variation in density with pressure. Variation in density of any material with pressure. Suppose the material has a density rho naught at the top of the lake, and when that material is that solid is taken into the depth of the lake, the density will change, and the reason because of the increase in pressure. So when pressure increases, volume decreases according to bulk modulus. Our formula था bulk modulus is change in pressure divided by volume strain. Rho is equal to m divided by v minus delta v. That will be the new density. Initial density was m by v. तो इसमें से v कॉमन कर लेते हैं नीचे से. Rho is equal to m divided by v 1 minus delta v by v. M by v is rho naught and 1 minus delta v by v is delta p by bulk modulus. So density on increasing the pressure becomes rho naught into 1 minus delta p by v. Density on increasing the pressure. Where delta p is increase in pressure, तो अगर हम किसी भी लेक के बॉटम में लेके जाते हैं, then delta p will be rho g h, or at the bottom of any container, the increase in pressure will be rho g into h. Bulk modulus for the gas process, so it will be different for different processes. Like for a constant pressure process, it will be 0. Bulk modulus for gas are minus V times dP by dV. For isobaric process, it will be 0 because pressure is constant. For isochoric process, where volume is constant, it will be infinity because dV will be 0. For an isothermal process, bulk modulus is equal to pressure, and for adiabatic process, bulk modulus is gamma times pressure, where gamma is ratio of molar specific heat capacity Cp by Cv. Right. So next for the concept fluid की तरफ, next is the fluid mechanics. Ideal fluid is the one which is incompressible and non-viscous. Mass तो होगा obviously. Ideal fluid. Next concept is fluid mechanics. Ideal fluid is incompressible and non-viscous. Incompressible का मतलब हो गया हम कितना भी force लगाए उसका volume change नहीं होगा. How much pressure is applied? So bulk modulus is infinity. And non-viscous का मतलब coefficient of viscosity is 0. Ideal fluid at rest. So in the state of rest, because of its weight, it will exert the pressure, or between any 2 points there will be an excess pressure. So if the liquid is in a state of rest between any 2 points of density rho, the pressure difference between point A and B is Pb minus Pa, called as excess pressure. It depends upon the density, it depends upon the height of that liquid column, rho Gh. So there is a hydrostatic paradox also, that it does not depend upon the shape of container. Any type of container shape, any type of pipe, if the liquid is same, density is same, and height is same, the excess pressure at the bottom will be same. It does not depend upon the shape or the area. Why it is a paradox? क्योंकि जब हम इसको derive करते हैं, then we take that there is a cylinder and cylinder is in a state of rest. तो cylinder का जो weight है ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ, that weight is balanced by the pressure force F2 minus F1. Excess pressure. So if it is a multiple liquids mixture, in the mixture of liquid जितनी भी layers हैं उन सबका pressure add करते जाएंगे according to the density. So suppose that the pressure at the bottom is rho 1 g h1 plus rho 2 g h2 plus rho 3 g h2. So we start from the top, and since pressure is a scalar quantity at any point pressure will be same in all the directions. Pressure has a direction and that direction will be decided by the area or orientation of that surface जो हमने वहां पे रखा है. So if the area is kept like that's called Pascal's law. Pascal's law is that in an ideal liquid at rest, pressure at any point is same from all the direction because at any point the liquid fluid particle is in a state of rest. So ऊपर से नीचे से left से right में every direction same force will be acting. So pressure from all the direction is same at any point inside a ideal liquid. And the same is used for finding the pressure or force on the wall. Pressure is always same in all the direction. ऊपर से नीचे से ऊपर, left to right, right to left. And same logic we use for in a U tube containing a multiple liquid. So suppose if in a U tube, suppose if there are liquids, suppose there is a bottom, at the bottom there is a water, one side mercury and one side oil. So when this liquid comes in a state of rest, allow them to come in equilibrium. If this liquid is finally in a state of rest in this position, then the logic is on both the side pressure has to be equal at the same level from the bottom. So like at this height, नीचे जो नीचे का liquid है A और B की तरफ, that liquid is not in motion. That means the pressure force exerted from left side and right side will be equal. So left side में H1 height of oil का pressure, that will be equal to on the right side H3 height of mercury and plus H2 height of water. By using the Pascal law, नीचे का liquid move नहीं कर रहा है, so pressure at point A will be equal to pressure at point B. A पे actual pressure तो ऊपर से atmospheric pressure भी होगा, atmospheric plus rho g h1, but atmospheric pressure both side है, so rho 1 g h1. Right side it is rho water g h2 plus rho mercury g into h3. Pressure on both the side is equal at the same level from the water. And third application is that in any liquid, ideal liquid at rest, if suppose a container has multiple two cross section, one is small, narrow cross section, another thick cross section, any pressure force exerted will be transmitted to the same height. So if suppose we apply force F1 and area is A1, on the other side, on the piston of area A2, same force, same pressure will be developed. So F1 by A1 will be equal to F2 by A2. This is used in the hydraulic lift. Next concept is for liquid kept in an accelerating frame. So, okay, one more thing was that force on the liquid container wall. एक तो bottom पे force लगेगा because of the pressure, और दूसरा फोर्स होगा फोर्स ऑन द साइड वॉल, दैट इज ऑल्सो बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेशर. Yes. So suppose there is a liquid, height is h, bottom is height of the liquid is h. Now pressure force will be exerted by the liquid due to its, but a different part of this different part there will be different force. So we consider a small strip. इसके लिए हम डायरेक्टली रो जी एच इंटू एरिया नहीं कर सकते. जैसे बॉटम के लिए तो फोर्स डायरेक्टली वी कैन राइट it will be rho gh into area, because every point on the bottom the pressure exerted is exactly same. The force on the bottom of this container will be rho gh multiplied by area, और area आ गया a into b. On the side wall we just need to integrate first. So that is the method. हम y पे एक छोटा सा dy thickness का strip ले लेंगे. The force that is exerted here is pressure rho g y into area, area आ गया b times dy. Rho g b into y dy. Integrate this on both the sides. 0 to h, 0 to f2. Rho g b, y का इंटीग्रेशन y स्क्वायर बाय 2, लिमिट पुट करोगे तो rho g into b h स्क्वायर बाय 2. That is the force on side wall. उतना ही right में, उतना ही left में, and that's why it is balanced. So if we want to avoid that integration, we can calculate average pressure. Average pressure is force upon area. Area is b times h. So यहाँ जाएगा rho g into h by 2. Average pressure is rho g into h by 2, which is the total height. So हम पूरे height को mid point पे ले लेंगे. We'll assume the whole pressure to be acting at the midpoint, and then multiply by the total area. And this formula will give, so force on the side wall can also be calculated by average pressure at the midpoint multiplied by total cross section area or perpendicular area. Average pressure at midpoint multiplied by projection area or cross section area. एग्जाम्पल है, सपोज ये कोई सिलेंड्रिकल पाइप है. इसके लेफ्ट साइड में यहाँ पे वाटर है. दिस इज द वाटर. ये वाला पाइप है जो कि रहता है सड़क के किनारे पानी रोकने के लिए. जो ड्रेनेज में लगाता है उसी का साइड में परपेंडिकुलर है. सो दिस इज द पाइप ऑफ लेंथ L, रेडियस R. इस सामने वाले को क्रॉस सेक्शन व्यू करके बनाया, तो ये रखा कुछ ऐसे ही है. In 3D, if you see, this is like perpendicularly. So लिक्विड का डेंसिटी है रो, इसकी हाइट है, इसकी लेंथ है L और रेडियस है R. we have to find the total pressure force exerted on the cylinder by the liquid. Density of liquid is rho. बेटा सिचुएशन समझ में आ रही है? एक सिलेंडर है जो पाइप रखे होते हैं साइड में हाईवे के किनारे, एक तरफ कुछ नहीं है, दूसरी तरफ से वाटर भरता जा रहा है, दूसरी तरफ ऑन द अदर साइड द वाटर लेवल हैज रीच्ड टू द टॉप, बिकॉज ऑफ विच इसके ऊपर एक प्रेशर से फोर्स लगेगा और हमें वो फोर्स कैलकुलेट करना है, हाउ मच इज दैट द फोर्स एक्सर्टेड बाय इट. तो उसके लिए हम क्या करेंगे, फोर्स ऑन दिस सिलेंडर we can calculate by taking the total pressure at the midpoint. Total depth है नीचे की 2r, midpoint की depth होगी r, so rho g into r multiply by that perpendicular area. That perpendicular area is become rectangle and rectangle formula is length into breadth. So that will be force on the cylinder exerted by this liquid which is up to the top from one side. That is the application of that average formula, average pressure. Right? ये एग्जाम्पल समझ में आया? हर्ष?
Yes, sir.
Understood this example?
Yes, sir. आया sir.
चलो नेक्स्ट कॉन्सेप्ट देखते हैं. सिमिलरली टॉर्क ऑन द साइड वॉल. किसी भी लिक्विड के वजह से प्रेशर पड़ता है साइड वॉल पे, एंड ड्यू टू दैट प्रेशर देयर इज अ फोर्स, एंड ड्यू टू द फोर्स इट आल्सो हैज टेंडेंसी टू रोटेट अबाउट द बॉटम मोस्ट पॉइंट. सो अभी हमने कैलकुलेट किया था प्रेशर, नाउ वी विल कैलकुलेट द pressure force, now we'll calculate the torque due to pressure. Total height is h, y depth from the top, if we consider a small strip of dy, torque का फॉर्मूला होता है फोर्स इनटू परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस, दैट परपेंडिकुलर डिस्टेंस इज h minus y. Force is pressure into area, b into dy times h minus y. H into h square by 2 minus h cube by 3, that becomes h cube by 6. So rho g b into h cube by 6, this will be the total torque that is exerted. So ये wall अगर joined नहीं है, then this wall start rotating because of this torque. Next is pressure in the accelerating frame of references. So in accelerated frame of references, the excess pressure will be rho into G effective times H. G effective is the effective acceleration in the frame of that particular container or that system. So जैसे अगर कंटेनर ऊपर की तरफ एक्सलेट हो रहा है, G effective become G plus A. So delta P will be rho into G plus A times H. If it is going downwards, the acceleration of A, the pressure will be rho into G minus A times. If it is horizontally accelerated तो क्या होगा? Horizontal acceleration में pseudo force लगेगा पीछे की तरफ, and because of that pseudo force, this liquid will be inclined. The liquid surface will become inclined if it is horizontally accelerated due to the pseudo force. Pseudo force पीछे की तरफ लगता है हमेशा acceleration के opposite ma/mg, and by using the force balance we can calculate tan theta as ma by mg. And in this case, the resultant of these two forces will be m into root g square plus a square. So effective acceleration due to gravity become root g square plus a square, that is perpendicular to the contact surface. So if you go h height below the contact surface perpendicularly, there will be rho into g effective times h. Rho into root of g square plus a square times h, when it is perpendicular to the contact surface, perpendicular to this new inclined surface. अगर हम ऐसे कोई point लेते हैं h distance पे, then the pressure will be root g square plus a square. But if suppose we take 2 points perpendicularly in the same line, then the pressure is because of g only. So from point A to B, B का pressure ज़्यादा होगा, and PB minus PA will be equal to rho g into y. In the horizontal direction, if we take 2 points in the horizontal direction, due to pseudo force being opposite direction, C का pressure P के pressure ज़्यादा होगा, and this will be rho A into x. Next case is pressure in a rotating frame. Pressure अगर container rotate होने लग जाए या liquid rotate होने लग जाए तो pressure in a rotating container having a liquid where it is not rotating, it is a uniform horizontal level. As we start rotating, इस container के अंदर center की तरफ acceleration हो जाएगा, and as a result there will be a centrifugal force outside, and the liquid start rising on the outside like this. Due to which the container will move outwards. Container में जो liquid है वो बाहर की तरफ आ जाएगा due to the centrifugal force, and due to which the surface of this liquid, free surface of the surface will become parabolic in nature. और इसकी इक्वेशन आती है y is equal to omega square x square upon 2g, where we consider the origin at this bottommost point x and y. When the container starts rotating with a constant angular velocity, the free surface of the liquid becomes parabolic, and as a result, now again there will be pressure difference created between any 2 points in the x direction as well as y direction. So if we consider any 2 points, let's say from point A and point B, B का प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा क्योंकि एक सेंट्रीफ्यूगल फोर्स लग रहा है बाहर की तरफ, due to which there is a centrifugal acceleration, but that acceleration will be changing with x. So B और A में जो difference आएगा PV minus P, that will be rho omega square x dx, and then we apply limit from 0 to r. कैसे कोई छोटा सा स्टेप ले लोगे तो उसमें प्रेशर था rho into A into dx. Similarly, A here becomes omega square x. अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं of this point which is at x comma y. Rho omega square x dx, rho omega square x square by 2. Apply limit from 0 to r. So A और B के बीच में जो प्रेशर होगा वो B का ज्यादा होगा और कितना ज्यादा होगा rho square rho omega square. Pressure at point B is greater than pressure at point A, and that will be rho times omega square r square by 2. अगर हम y डायरेक्शन में कैलकुलेट करते हैं C और B के बीच में, तो हम ये साइड से निकालते हैं PB minus PC will be equal to rho GH. S को उस इक्वेशन से पुट कर सकते हैं, x equals to r omega square r square by 2, rho omega square r square by 2. Yes. तो PV minus PC y डायरेक्शन में करेंगे तो फिर से rho GH, y में h की वजह से हॉरिजॉन्टल में एक्सेलरेशन a की वजह से प्रेशर डिफरेंस क्रिएट होगा. सो दीज आर दी केसेस ऑफ नॉन इनर्शियल ट्रिप. अगर कोई कंटेनर फ्री फॉल लग जाए तो उसमें प्रेशर डिफरेंस नहीं होगा बिकॉज G effective will become 0 when it starts freely falling. So these are the cases in which the pressure has to be calculated. Okay, so I think I sent some PDF last class. हम उसी से थोड़े questions करेंगे. बेटा कुछ सन्नाटा है. अच्छा, फ्लूइड पार्टिकल का भी नहीं भेजा था. ठीक है, मैं फ्लूइड के लिए अभी आपको भेजता हूँ. Yes, so these are the hydrostatic cases in which the liquid is in a state of rest, and pressure at any point due to different fluid mechanics class. ओके, तो एक तो इलास्टिसिटी का भेज रहा हूँ मैं दोनों ग्रुप में फॉर द इलास्टिसिटी. Next is mechanical properties of fluids. Yeah, open this worksheet of. Oh, sorry, this is the solution. इलास्टिसिटी एंड हुक्स लॉ का शायद मैंने सोल्यूशन भेज दिया, तो मैं वर्कशीट भी भेज देता हूँ. मैंने पर ऐसा करता हूँ, मैं सारे भेज देता हूँ, नहीं तो फिर ये एक एक करके ना थोड़ा रह जाता है. Right. I have sent one for liquid. Elasticity and Hooke's law, all the PDF I have shared you on the group, and I will solve some of the questions from these topic, solid and fluid statics. You can check the questions from your own group. Okay. So पहले हम देखेंगे कुछ elasticity वाले P21, elasticity and Hooke's law. Two springs of equal length of equal cross-section area are made of materials whose Young's modulus are in the ratio or in the ratio of 2:3. They are suspended loaded with the same mass. The stretched and released, they will oscillate with the time period in the ratio of time period of spring का formula होता है 2 pi root m by k and spring constant is a y by l. Same area, same length. So time period is proportional to root of length. L is the length of the wire. So it is 2:3. Okay. Length of wire increases by 1% on suspending 2 kg weight. The linear strain is 1 by 100. Length increases by 1%. So questions are quite of easy. कुछ ऐसे graph based question होते हैं. 15th, the stress strain graph of two materials are as shown. The Young's modulus of A is greater than of B. Yes, because it is given by the slope, and slope of A is greater than slope of B. ठीक है. Questions के formula based थे mostly. Next is mechanical properties of fluids. The density of water at the surface of ocean is rho. ये हमने भी किया है. The bulk modulus of water is B. What is the density of ocean water at the center? We just did this formula. क्या होगा इसका आंसर? What is the answer to question number 1? What is the answer to question number 1? The pressure at the bottom. अगर pressure है surface पे rho, sorry, density on the surface is rho. What will be the density at the bottom? As we go inside, the pressure increases. So rho is equal to rho naught. 1 minus P by B. 1 minus NP by B. So it will be C option. Okay. So ये कुछ थर्मो फ्लूइड डायनामिक्स वाले क्वेश्चन है. प्रेशर वाले एक्सरसाइज देते हैं. प्रेशर इन फ्लूइड्स एंड buoyancy. In a U-tube, 3 miscible liquids are placed as shown. So the pair of points having same pressure is 7 and 8. इसमें three different liquid है, वो color में visible नहीं है. Only 7 and 8 are in the same liquid. So Pascal law apply करते टाइम हम दोनों तरफ same liquid में same height पे point लेते हैं. The pressure at the same point, at the same inside the same liquid, at the same height from bottom is equal. So 7 और 8 पे pressure same होगा. Correct. Pressure at 7 and 8 will be same because they're at the same liquid and at the same height. A sealed glass tube containing mercury incompletely filled just floats. अच्छा. Next अभी हमें करना है buoyancy. Before buoyancy, ठीक है, तो हम आगे कॉन्सेप्ट पढ़ लेते हैं. अभी काफी कुछ बचा हुआ है. Next is the buoyancy and buoyant force. In the hydrostatic part, when liquid is in a state of rest and a solid is immersed inside, then there will be always an upthrust. Buoyancy और upthrust कब लगता है? जब किसी भी solid को हम liquid के अंदर लेके जाते हैं. then always there is an upward force irrespective of whether outside there is any other object whatsoever be its mass. Buoyancy is always there, and it is a buoyancy when a solid body is taken inside the liquid. It always experiences an upward force, which is called buoyant force. An upward force is nothing but it is a net pressure force due to the liquid. नीचे वाले सरफेस से प्रेशर ज्यादा होगा और प्रेशर हमेशा एरिया के परपेंडिकुलर लगता है, सो देयर इज द प्रेशर F2 नीचे से ऊपर की तरफ और एक F1 ऊपर से नीचे की तरफ. Buoyancy of thrust is the net pressure force acting in upward direction. Pressure of the force into area. The force is pressure into area. So P2 is F2 is P2 into A. F1 is P1 into A. Pressure difference is rho g into H. H is the height of the solid immersed inside the liquid, or H is the difference in the height of liquid at the two level into area A. Buoyancy is rho of liquid into G. So rho of liquid A into H कर देंगे तो ये volume of liquid आ जाएगा into G. Density into volume, that will be mass. Buoyancy is equal to weight of liquid displaced. Buoyancy is an upthrust force. Upthrust force is always upward. So where any body goes inside the liquid, it will always experience an upward force called as upthrust. And the weight of that force is always equal to the weight of displaced liquid. The magnitude of force is equal to weight of displaced liquid. Right? So this is buoyancy. Buoyancy is always there. Archimedes principle is this only, that if we take any body inside the liquid, it will always experience an upward force. Principle का मतलब which is always true. It is now never possible that the liquid does not exert an upward force, क्योंकि नीचे की साइड का force हमेशा ऊपर की साइड से ज्यादा होगा. As a result, buoyancy की वजह से ऊपर फोर्स लगेगा. Now there are three possible cases. Law of flotation बोलता है कि अगर जितना बॉडी का नीचे की तरफ वेट है, if that is balanced by the buoyancy, then the body start floating. mg नीचे buoyancy ऊपर. So weight of liquid is equal to weight of the body should be equal to weight of displaced liquid, then body floats. So the body will float if the body floats partially or fully submerged. If the weight of the body will be rho s, total volume into G, weight of displaced liquid is, suppose small h is the liquid displaced, area will be A into H. V is the total volume और A into H को हम लिख लेंगे. This is the volume inside. Rho of liquid into volume inside times G. G gone. So a body can float only and only if the density of that solid will be less than density of liquid, because volume inside will be less than or equal to total volume. V inside will always be less than V or less than or equal to V for body to float. So density of solid should be less than or equal to rho L. If density of solid is less, then partially float. If density of solid is equal to rho L, then it is fully submerged in floating. So when a body is going inside a liquid, it always experiences an upward force. Upward force in the weight के बराबर है, so this is the balancing. This is the condition for floating. This is not the Archimedes principle. This is called the body floats if weight of the body is equal to weight of displaced liquid. सेकंड केस क्या हो सकता है, मतलब भाई अगर दोनों इक्वल डेंसिटी तो ये फुली सबमर्ज एंड फ्लोट और जस्ट फ्लोट्स. Right, so rho s is less than rho L, it will be partially submerged. Rho s is equal to rho L, and it is fully submerged. Density of solid is equal to density of liquid. That means the body is floating, but it is fully submerged, just floating. और थर्ड केस हो सकता है जब density of solid is greater than density of liquid, then the weight of the liquid space is less. The body is not able to balance. When density of solid is greater than density of liquid, then the body sinks in the liquid, but there will always be a buoyancy. The weight of the body inside the liquid will be less now. Weight inside liquid will be weight in air minus buoyancy. लिक्विड के अंदर mg नीचे buoyancy ऊपर. As a result, still the body is going inside, it is sinking inside because mg is greater than. So weight inside liquid is mg minus buoyancy. Mg is rho svg, buoyancy is rho lvg. V is the total volume. Now it is completely immersed inside. So that is why it will be yes. So rho svg इस पूरे में से कॉमन कर लो, rho svg कॉमन, so 1 minus rho L by rho s. That will be the weight. Rho svg is mg, weight in air, into 1 minus rho L by rho s. Weight in liquid is weight in air. Weight inside liquid is weight in air into 1 minus rho L by rho s. और इसमें हम अगर apparent weight निकालते हैं, apparent weight in liquid is mg minus buoyancy. Mg is weight in air. So when any body is taken inside the liquid, when a body is taken inside the liquid, the apparent loss in weight is equal to the apparent loss in weight is equal to weight of liquid displaced. Is equal to weight of liquid displaced. करेक्ट. जब कोई बॉडी फ्लोट करती है तो बॉडी का वेट उसके लिक्विड डिस्प्लेस लिक्विड के वेट के बराबर होता है. व्हेन द बॉडी इज सिंकिंग इनसाइड, then the loss in weight, so it was 50g, now it appears 45g. 5g के इक्वल की buoyancy होगी, so buoyancy is equal to rho L into V into G. जितना उस बॉडी ने वॉल्यूम डिस्प्लेस किया है, so it is completely immersed. Questions involving the equilibrium cases like अगर ये बॉडी अंदर सिंक हो रही है और हम उसको suppose this is a pendulum and this is a pendulum which is inside the liquid और इसको हम यहाँ पे oscillate कर रहे हैं. Inside the liquid when the pendulum is oscillated, तो इसमें जो weight लगता था mg, that mg will change now. mg will become mg minus buoyancy. So the effective acceleration due to gravity, ये SHM का क्वेश्चन है वैसे तो, इसको mg कॉमन कर लेंगे तो 1 minus rho L by rho S is equal to mg dash. G dash is equal to G into 1 minus rho L and rho S. Time period will be equal to 2 pi under root of L by G dash. So this solid is inside the liquid और इसका density की वजह से rho L minus rho S. This will be the effective formula for time period of simple pendulum of this liquid. Pendulum inside the liquid. Pendulum जब liquid में लेके जाएंगे उस पर buoyancy लगेगी और buoyancy की वजह से करेक्ट. ठीक है, तो ये हमने कर लिया हाइड्रोस्टैटिक्स वाले केसेस. नेक्स्ट क्लास टुमारो विल डू दी बर्नौलीज थ्योरम, surface tension and viscosity. So kindly solve the questions only from the previous year papers. Extra ज़्यादा अभी करने की जरूरत नहीं है last moment पे. Only the questions that have been asked. Repeatedly solve those questions जब तक कि वो सारे के सारे नहीं हो जाते. ठीक है, चलो. Okay then, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.